Hello guys, today we're going to talk about Tenet and how it's going to be a must-watch movie in few coming days. Well, let's talk about it. Tenet is an upcoming spy movie directed by Christopher Nolan, which stars Robert Pattinson and John David Washington. And today I'm going to discuss why it's going to be a must-watch movie. So yeah, let's talk about it. So one of the primary reasons of this movie being a must-watch movie is because of the presence of Christopher Nolan, and since he's directing and since he's written the story for this movie, I think this movie is going to be must-watch because, well, if you looked at the guy's record, he has made movies like Inception, Interstellar, Prestige, and Momentum, and he has fucked with people's brain. He's the same guy who saved DC from collapsing. He gave such a nice Batman trilogy, such an epic. He's the literal god of cinema. He has directed really awesome movies. His recent movie Dunkirk also did really well, and this guy is just at his finest. If you are still impressed by his records, then know that Warner Brothers invested $225 million for this movie. And even directors like Martin Scorsese don't get that much of budget, So you get the fact that Warner Brothers is putting everything on Christopher Nolan, that is the level of confidence Warner Brothers has on Christopher Nolan. So that level of confidence of a company in a director is really more than enough to show that the director is really doing something. And the magic that Christopher Nolan brings in the cinema is really exceptional. He doesn't believe in 3D VFX. Everything does is practical. He actually blew a fucking plane, a big plane, which cost like $1 million when he could have just replaced it with a VFX. That guy really wants his audience to enjoy. So that level of love for filmmaking is more than sufficient to watch this movie. The story of this movie seems pretty complex, and this whole thing about time inversion, not time travel, is also pretty unique. And since Nolan is directing this movie, I'm not expecting a linear storyline, and it's obviously gonna be full of ups and downs, full of like if you haven't watched Memento, just go and watch it. And many people have speculated this movie like it's kind of resembling the tone of Inception. Yeah, I agree with that, and yeah, I'm going to talk about that in the coming point. But now let's talk about the uniqueness that Christopher Nolan brings in the storylines. If you haven't watched Inception and Memento, the story of those movies are pretty unique and intriguing at the same time. And all this, and Christopher Nolan is coming with a new movie with his experience. So I expect this movie to have the best of the storylines, because it's been a combination of years and years of experience for Christopher Nolan, and Christopher Nolan is an artist. He's a full-on artist. Could Tenet be a sequel to Inception? Who knows that, right? But John David Washington had actually confirmed that Tenet is somehow related to Inception. So yeah, there are chances of Tenet being a sequel to Inception. But how? One of the obvious similarities between two of the movies is both of them are playing with time, and but the rumor is also worth the hype. It really is. And if this rumor ends up being somehow true, then the movie is gonna be really phenomenal. And I don't know what to say, but I believe Nolan will do something really awesome, because I trust in Nolan. So yeah, let's move to the next point. So as I said earlier in the video that Warner Brothers invested $225 million for this movie, and it's a lot of money, But Inception was made in less than $200 million, where it still had so many things going on, So where is the money going on? Even considering the inflation rates and all those things, there will still be a lot of money left. So is the money going on? So if you haven't watched Interstellar, you gotta watch it. And before Interstellar actually released, they released their cast, and they didn't market one special actor, and that actor actually came as a surprise entry in the movie, which was a huge bummer, And that actor was no other than Matt Damon. He's a really huge actor. So such a huge actor not being marketed by Christopher Nolan, and when it actually comes on the screen, people lose their freaking minds. And who knows if that special actor in this case might be Leonardo DiCaprio, because when Christopher Nolan really wants to twist things, he really does. I think it's gonna be this time as well. Even if it is not Christopher Nolan, it's gonna be someone really special. So yes guys, that was the end of the video, and yes, what are your thoughts about Tenet? Leave them down in the comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content, and like the video, do share the video if you want to, and yeah, see you later.